What's up, boys? It's me, Disturbed, back again for week 3 of our journey to Keystone Hero, Mistweaver Monk Edition. We are now rocking 644 eye level and even got one of our best in slot dungeon trinkets for the vault. In today's video we're going to try to time at +7 the following dungeons: Operation Floodgate, the Bugger Load, the Rookery, and Dark Flame Cleft, and see if we can get today our Keystone Master achievement and obtain our mount. Without further ado, come with me. Oh, and before we continue, let me give a shout out to my boys Marcellian and Flame from Marcellian Online for creating this goated plated profile. This is an outdated version though, since the footage was recorded 2 months ago, but you can find the 2.5 version on wego.io. I suggest watching their video explaining how to set it up and what each thing represents. The link to their channel will be in the description below. Starting off with the Mother Load +7. After what felt like an eternity to find a group, I thought to myself, please don't be an egotistic tank that pulls the entire dungeon unless needed. And I did not get disappointed in the first pulls. But even without that thought in mind, I did not lower my guard, not even for a second. Now, please tell me I'm not the only one that hates this fucking mechanic. Jeez, I'm not here to dance, I'm here to complete a dungeon, get my score, and maybe a piece of gear and dip. Regardless of that, we all know that this mechanic will haunt us till the end of time, right? To deal with the first boss is quite simple actually. The boss casts an AoE pulse that hits all players in a certain distance from him. He will throw bombs into the ground that explode when their timer runs out, and deal AoE damage to everyone. You have to stop what you're doing and kick the bombs into the boss to prevent group damage. At certain intervals he will cast a frontal that is easily avoided as its cast time is manageable. At some points in the fight, melee classes have to take care as the boss will perform an AoE suck that you can easily avoid while still in range to hit him. No dispels to deal with, no one-shots, no adds, good old tank and spank baby. Oh boy, what is this? More circles that deal damage and remove most of space you can move in? I love it! The second boss, the Rocky Boy, was pretty easy and I started having a little bit of trust in the tank. We had some close calls, but your boy is the goat at fisting opponents to heal allies. The fight ended with no deaths, but the real terror are the adds between the second and the third boss. Because you see, after your cart rides to the next area, there are lots of packs of goblins, and some of them cast at the same time and you have to interrupt them all to ease the strain on the healer and to avoid crowd control casts. I mean, we got lucky we had a prot paladin, but other groups need to be extra careful in that part. Especially if you don't want a one-way trip to the deplete town. If you are using the Marcellian Online player profile, you will interrupt the ones with the pink nameplate, since that is the priority interrupt. I think you all remember the mechanics on the third boss, so I won't spend much time here, but TLDR, clean most of the room possible. No damage over time, no AoE damage, no adds, no dispels, only single target frontal damage that is easily healable. Just make sure to use defensives if needed and we're Gucci. We've gone through this before. Many bombs! Handle them! In the final boss, there is nothing to note besides the fact that this time surprisingly wasn't bugged anymore. And we finish our first dungeon of the video with 0 deaths, 1820 IO score, and hyped for more since Keystone Master is within our reach. Next up is a +7 Rookery, and boy oh boy, how I hate this dungeon with a passion. The thing is, you see, aside from never-ending swirlies, that seem to be a theme of this season, we have the second boss, which has a mechanic that I already went over in my first video of the series. You can watch it through the card in the top right corner of the screen. And just like that, we got these 2 silly deaths before the first boss. After that, the boss went down pretty easily. Now, for the enemy-filled corridor before the second boss, it can't be that bad, right?
No, 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 no.
Turns out those diffusers hit harder than my mother's slipper. Now watch as I make a big play with my Rig of Peace.
Nope.
Oh, come on, it wasn't much, but it was honest work. In the second boss, the tank decided to pull the packs before the fight, and I thought to myself that things were gonna go south quickly, given my confidence healing is not yet high enough to not screw up. And screw up I did, and died for it, being the only one. Luckily we had 3 people that could battle res, so that wasn't much of a problem, but in hindsight it was really my fault for dying there. I don't know what hit me, but I could have dodged that even with the debuff. After that, with only 1 death and enough time to time the key, the tank did something that I wasn't expecting and pulled a little too much. Good thing our DPSs were pumping their load at an intense pace. That's what you said. And finally, at the last boss, there was nothing worth noting aside from the fact that I was the only one to die again. But we still timed it regardless, going from 1820 to 1939, and just a good key away from Keystone Master. The last dungeon on the menu is a Dark Flame Cleft +7, since we didn't manage to find any Operation Floodgate +7 the whole week. And bro, my tank thought this was the MDI and tried something silly. Take a look at that. I don't know for certain what does that say about me or the tank. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to pull that back in that way. By what I know, you have to pull them behind that wall in the beginning, so the big one does not eat the tiny ones to the other packs. I'm not sure what I could have done to prevent those deaths, even almost at Keystone Master level. If you guys have some tips, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I promise I read them. For the first boss in Dark Flame Cleft, All Wax Beard, all you have to do is hit the boss, focus the minecart so it won't explode after 20 seconds, and if you are the farthest player from the boss you have to dodge his charge, preferably leading him to a wall so it's easier to keep DPSing him and to trigger boulders to fall and kill some adds that spawn during the fight. Keep doing that until he's dead. We didn't have any problems and it was dealt with swiftly. Now for the second boss, Blaziken. Yeah, resembles a Pokemon's name. Your tank needs to be in melee all the time, because if it doesn't, the boss will one-shot any melee DPS just with his auto attacks. And if there is nobody in melee, he will cast a one-shot ability called Blazing Storm that fries all players, and if you are not a Disc Priest, everyone will die. The fight is pretty much a dodge check, and the only real thing you have to do is lead the tornadoes that go in your direction towards the lit candles. Lit candles and unlit candles, that's all you do. We had only 1 death in this fight and I almost followed. Wanna guess who died? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Yep, it was the Warlock. That's the sad part of playing with one. Bro can't move to save his life or else his DPS falls apart. Just so you guys know, you can skip this pack with Rugs through Shroud of Concealment and Warlocks through Demonic Gateway as long as there are no pets behind. But as the saying goes, slow and steady wins the race, I guess. Now for the Candle King, aka the Chad Kobold. He has only 2 mechanics and of course the hidden affix of the DPS that does not want to move to boost his ego as his damage meter shows him first place. The first ability is Eerie Mold, that creates candles of wax that deal damage over time to players as long as they persist. And the second ability, it throws Dark Flame pickaxes that knock back the first target it strikes. And yes, it also can hit the candles. As straightforward as it gets. Boss summons candles and you make and destroy them by running behind the candles. Boss tends to be hard because of the players more than the mechanics themselves. No deaths here, and we proceeded to the next area to face the darkness. Literally. So, before the boss darkness, there is a dark place that you have to go through, escorting a minecart with a candle. And you have to kill the mobs on your way while interrupting them from blowing out the candle. And also getting more candles scattered along the way to use as fuel for your candle cart. Then you become an arson and bombard the literal darkness in your minecart until it crashes, and this happens. Then you fight some trash mobs that can hit pretty hard if you're not prepared for it. And finally we arrive in our fated battle against the darkness. Wait, that sounded cool. Fated battle against the darkness. I could not be more edgy if I tried. Okay, no more bullshit. For this fight you have to pick up the candle, stay within its circle and repeat the same thing you did in the dark area to avoid blowing out the candle. Because you don't deal any real damage when the lights are out. Keep the candle lit for the most amount of time that you can, and the boss will eventually retreat at roughly 55% HP. And with that, we finally managed to get our Keystone Master achievement and mount. It was a challenge and a half, not gonna lie, but we still have 500 points for the next milestone and our original end goal. So for that end, drop a like in the video if you liked it, subscribe because it's free and you can always change your mind later, and tell me if you guys are enjoying the series in the comments. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Peace!